Hey, thanks for being here. Three mistakes that I made as a newbie trainer, as a budding trainer years ago. I've been into training for over 2 decades, and I still remember the approach that I had when I was growing as a trainer. I was learning, I was attending the train the trainer workshops. I was reading more about training, and I was watching other trainers do their training, and I was I was learning. When then I started creating my own workshops, and when I was giving workshops to participants, there was a few things that I was doing which I reflect back upon now. I thought of sharing about my three key learnings of the three mistakes that I made big for years together, which was preventing my own growth, which was being an internal barrier for myself, which was impacting the design I was using, which was impacting my presence with my participants, which was impacting the entire workshops. Although, on the other side, I was receiving fantastic feedback, and I was receiving acknowledgments and appreciations, and that's exactly why I grew as a trainer. So, one key factor that always was helping me to grow and evolve as a trainer and a coach have been that I am a massive learner. I get back to my drawing board. I get back to reflecting on what I did right and what didn't go well, based on two things. One is reflecting on the feedback that I got, and one is how connected it is, how aligned it is with the objective that I had for the training. And although appreciations are good, and I received the appreciation and acknowledgement, I was looking at what would help me learn more, what would help me improve my workshops, what would help me improve the experience of the participants, and what exactly would help them accomplish the purpose of them being there. And over the years, I realized there were key three key mindset issues which were helping me actually become the trainer that I wanted to become, and actually also create the results that I wanted to create for the attendees of the workshop, participants of the workshop. So this video is to share with you those three crucial aspects of mindset, which if shifted, which if transformed to the better version of that, maybe you are actually going to become a better version of a trainer, or a speaker, or a seminar leader, or a coach. In every possible way, this is going to help you, and this is also going to help you become a better individual, become a better person in your organizations, wherever you are working, and maybe as a subordinate or as a superior. This is going to help you in manifold ways. Okay, so the mindset number one challenge that I had, or a barrier that I had, which I feel today was acting as a barrier for my growth and my inside out evolution as a trainer, was that it's a distinction between interesting and interested. So I realized that I was trying to make my workshops interesting, and I was trying to make myself interesting. And as long as I was trying to make myself interesting, or make my workshop interesting, then I was more focused on just hooking their attention, just more focused on just making it appealing to their senses. And which is why I would be wondering about what aids to use, and what videos to use, and what colors to use, and what presentations to use, or what designs to use, and what kind of handouts to use. And this is what I was more obsessed about. I'm not denying the need to make it interesting, but if you're being someone, as a person who is more obsessed about, who is more focused on being being interesting than being actually interested in the participant sitting over there, then probably we are designing the entire workshop based on what you feel is interesting for them, than actually assessing in real time whether it is really interesting or not. And then once you create a workshop, you definitely, sometimes you get good feedback about how interesting it was. But was the real purpose, was the purpose of your workshop only to be interesting? Well, I'm sure no. So there was something that you really wanted to convey. There was something that you really wanted to transmit and transfer the knowledge, or the action plan, or something that you wanted to transfer. The goal is to make it interesting to a level where you don't actually where you don't actually deviate your participants on the interesting factors, and then it becomes fun. And fun is a great part of learning, and but fun in itself, is not the goal that you are trying to accomplish. So and if fun is the purpose, then probably you would always want to become more interesting. Now, what happens when you think the other way? The moment you actually think the other way of being interested in the participants of your workshop, you start thinking of them, you start thinking of the purpose they are coming to your workshop, you start thinking of what they want from their life, what they want from the investment they are making, what they want from the time they are investing, what they want from the attention and energy they are focusing on you and your workshop. Then probably you would understand the massive value they are bringing along with their years of experience. Let's say the average age of a person is 30 years who is attending your workshop. Imagine 30 into 30. If 30 people are sitting in your workshop, imagine the number of years of experience and learning that is right now available in your workshop. And when you think of being interested in them, even with the design that you have come with, then you will have space to align your design with the participants. You will be available in the moment, you will be present in the moment to assess whether my design is really in real time, whether it is really working or not working, or am I just obsessed about just implementing my design matrix, or am I just do I just want to present everything that I am prepared for, but not listen or not be attending to or not be attentive to what exactly are they interested in. And people in reality, any workshop, any seminar, any talk, people attend or people learn something for what they want, not for what they want for what you want for them. So if you can wake up to this one fact that people are interested in their learning, people are interested in investing in themselves, people are interested in improving their own lives, then probably one single focused approach that you can build is what would be good for them or what would be needful for them. That would make it more interesting. Sometimes the activity, sometimes what you do might be fun, interesting, but might be not what I actually wanted. And well, you might not be able to cater to every single participant, but then definitely when you have this approach, you will be available in the moment to assess it and to do a course correction in the moment. And then you might skip a video that you wanted to show, or you might skip an activity that you wanted to do, or you might skip a kind of a certain presentation that you wanted to do, and you might change the very tonality of the workshop, you might change the very texture of your voice, you might change the very experience of your presence, you might change the very approach of your body language. There are multiple things that you will be guided from within about what has to be done if you are available to this kind of a mindset. The next thing that I which consider as a barrier was that I wanted to make my workshops more engaging. And when I saw somebody making their workshops very engaging, I really learned about it, and I tried making it, and they were very engaging, and I got fantastic reviews for my workshops, and I got many more opportunities. And even now when I talk to some trainers, they're looking at how can I make my workshop so engaging that people are just engaging in all the activities. See, engagement is very important, because people need to be there, people need to engage actively, so they need to be conscious, they need to be aware of what is happening, and they need to be actively participating in the activities that you have created for the learning, obviously. But sometimes it happens that you're so obsessed about engagement of participants because you don't want to take the risk of having a negative feedback or a poor feedback, and that's why you are obsessed about making the workshop and the activities over there only in the name of engagement, and you just engage it so much so that by the time the workshop is over, people are like having lots of fun, and oh yeah, we had lots of fun, we engaged so well, kind of thing, but the very purpose is lost. And you can feel satisfied about it by the feedback and by the energy that is existing in the room. But when I reflected back, I reflected back, I felt that, oh, there was something that I missed, and which was very essential for me to transfer to them, for them to be able to deploy that in their own lives, for them to use them in their lives, because that is what I wanted them to do. And that got missed because I was more busy engaging the audience through the activities and through the things that I was doing for them to make them more engaging. So this was the second mistake that I did. Now, what happens when you do exactly the opposite of that? The opposite of that is when you focus on enrolling your participant into your workshop. When you're focused on not just limiting the participants to a level where you think that, oh, these people have to be engaged, otherwise they won't be available, otherwise they won't be focused. So you're already coming from a judgment that these people are dull or lack energy. And after given on the research and study on the time spans and of the attention levels, everybody is talking, oh, the attention span has come down to 3 minutes to 9 minutes. So every 10 minutes you have to do something that would bring back energy. Of course it will bring back energy, but there are multiple different ways if you really want to become an influential trainer, if you really want to become an influential coach. You don't have to always make them engaging in physical ways. There are multiple ways you can make them engaged in. But what most importantly, in the very first hour of the workshop or the conversation that you're having with them, you need to understand that person who is sitting over there, participant who is sitting over there, is actually there for a purpose. And for them to accomplish the purpose they are there for, they need to be enrolled into the idea that you are presenting, not just be engaged with the content that you are giving. And when you think of this, then you will understand that I might be engaged, but I might not be enrolled. And results come only when I take action on what I learned from somebody's workshop. But I'll take action only when I'm enrolled into the idea. The same thing will happen with the participants of your workshop or your coaching clients or your the attendees of your audience of your talk, wherever you are. So the key to remember to become an influential speaker or a trainer or a coach or a leader is to ensure that your participants, your audience, your clients and your team members are actually enrolled into the idea. I have had bitter experiences where I could engage the teams, but I could not enroll them into my idea, and it fired back. And it took me a while to understand, to reflect on what went wrong. And my intentions were right, but what exactly went wrong? And then I understood that people always enroll for their own purposes. And when they buy into the idea that this program is going to help me, this content is going to help me, this person is going to help me, my presence and my availability in the moment is going to help me, my attention is going to help me, that is when they are enrolled into the idea. And it's not just important when you tell them why this is going to help you, it's when they believe the truth in why this is going to help them. That is when they are going to be fully enrolled mentally, psychologically and emotionally and spiritually and meaningfully enrolled into the conversation that you're making, into the talk that you're giving, or into the workshop that you're creating, or into the coaching that you are leading with, or into the team activities that you're creating, or the meetings that you're creating as a team leader. So this was the second mistake that I made, to understand the distinction of engaging versus enrolling, engagement versus enrollment. And when you do this, you start focusing on how I can enroll these people into the essence of what I am sharing, than get distracted or be distracted with the interesting things or the engaging things of the workshop. If you are committed not to make your workshops shallow, and if you are committed to really transfer the knowledge and the experience that you want to do to the participants of your workshop. Now, the third mistake that I made as a budding trainer was positioning. And I was more focused on how I would position myself as an expert on this subject that I'm sharing, than being available there to position the participants of my workshop. So I was more about thinking as how I would avoid any kind of psychological barrier or a challenge from the audience, or somebody who might be better than me in sitting in the workshop, in the participants, on the subject on which I am creating the workshop. Now this would definitely make me defensive even before I have actually made the presentation, and this would make me defensive in my approach, defensive in my choice of activities, defensive in the content that I'm sharing, defensive in my answers to the questions that are being raised by the participants, because my perspective always would be to protect my identity and to retain my authority on the subject matter that I'm speaking about. And if this is the kind of beingness, if this is the kind of energy that you bring to the workshop, then you are already turning your audience, into your participants, into a rival. And you, like having 30 participants right in front of you, you are then already mentally challenging them to challenge you, and you are creating this in your own mindset that what if somebody challenges my authority? What if, so the earlier I establish my authority, of course establishing your authority is required to the extent that you're going to share, but that doesn't mean that you're the best in the world. You are the best in the world is in your beingness, but there is always something that is there in the outside world to learn about it. And when that is where you come from, you do not come from a energy of imposing my authority onto the audience, but you come from a beingness of establishing my authority in a decent way, to show that this is the work that I've done, this is what I've learned, this is what I'm here to share, this is what is going to help you probably in your life, and this is how I think it is going to work for you. So these are the strategies, these are the techniques, these are the things that you can implement in your life, which I used, or I have case studies which people have shared with me. So this is what I want to share with you. Now, if the people are interested, if the people are interested in themselves, if the people are enrolled into the idea, they are there also to position themselves at some level. And there are times when I felt that there was somebody who was really good at the subject that I was presenting on, and it's your time to actually position them as well as participants. It's your time to acknowledge them for the authority they bring to the table. It's time you acknowledge them for the presence that they have made it possible there. And when you do that, you turn your rival participants into collaborators. You turn them into your friends. You turn them into your supporters, and you turn them into your promoters. And that is exactly when you start enjoying having the conversation, which is when it turns from a one-to-many conversation to one-to-one 30 times. And then you're not talking to a crowd of 30 people. You're talking to every single person. You're connecting to every single person. And even the most authoritative person is sitting over there, understanding that you know your authority and you're also aware about your limitations. And that is why a humility is expressed from both sides, your side and their side. And then there is a healthy exchange of information that is going to happen, because of the healthy exchange of energy that is already happening, because of the stand that you have taken, because of the approach that you have taken, and because of the kind of a gentle presence that you are making available there, which is not coming from I know this and you don't know that, but which is coming from I know this and this is what I'm here to serve you with. And maybe if you have something which can really help me improve my own content or my own experience, I'm open to learn about it and I'm open to listen. And when this happens, you actually are making space, creating space to position your participants, and the energy is then focused on your participants. It's not focused on you, and that is where you are being an authentic influencer. You're operating from the core of authenticity, and you are authentically available there for every single person in the hall, Whether it's a crowd of 1000 or whether it's a crowd of 100 or 30 or 10, you are just available there, and you share the gentle energy, that you loving energy, the kind of collaborative presence that you are with. So these are the three distinctions which I wanted to share with you: interesting versus interested, engaging versus enrolling, and positioning self versus positioning the participants. Try this, and I'm sure this is going to help you become an influential trainer. There are hundreds of things which I'm going to share in my future, in my workshops, in my online workshops which I'm creating. So if you're interested, keep following my videos, keep sharing them, liking them, subscribing to my channel, and keep sharing them with your loved ones, and keep learning from them, devouring every single video. And please message me on my mobile number, on my WhatsApp if you want to, or text me and let me know what you would want to learn on and what you would want to share your thoughts on. I'm open to receive learning from you. Love you. Thank you. Bye-bye.